Hey everyone, Tony D and Little Joan here on a Screenwriter's Rant. Little Joan, turn and face camera. Um, I had to re-record these because I forgot to turn on the microphone. Oh, Little Joan's out of whack here. There we go. There we go, Little Joan. We good? We good? Well, my crap in the background. We're gonna take a look at Stranger Things season 4 teaser trailer. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books, Wokeistan, a novel, and The Pineys, available at Amazon.com. Trade paperback, ebook, Kindle Unlimited, audiobooks coming soon. Also, the Webcomic Factory celebrating 10 years of webcomic goodness. Now, I went off on an amazing rant on Stranger Things, which I'm going to try to repeat, but I've already seen this, so here we go. Holy cow, this is loud. Turn this down a little bit. Oh, nearly blew out my eardrums on that. Okay, so there's lots of snow, and as soon as I heard that, I knew this was the Gulag because they did some Soviet stuff in at the end in the beginning of season 3. I only saw the first episode of season 3, and I gotta say, it was a little boring. You know, I was kind of riveted for the first 2 seasons. And then season 3, I was just like, this is it. And yes, there's Harbour, and he's in a gulag for some reason. I assume he's in the gulag because he fought the Russians at the end of season 3, and they thought he was dead, but he's alive. And I don't see how they could get rid of David Harbour and have the show. So. You know, unless he was asking for too much money or something. So here's my rant about Stranger Things. I think it's become a victim of its own success. You know, and it's not the only show. This has happened to lots of shows. I think it happened to the X-Files. I think it happened to the Sopranos. I think it happens when too much money is involved and the studio steps in, the actors start asking for things. There are other factors too, like in The Sopranos, one of the lead actresses died. For X-Files, you know, it had to come to a conclusion, or they had to take it in another direction. And that's the other problem I have with Stranger Things. I think they're trying to take it in too many directions. You know, Stranger Things, the appeal of it was 80s monster movies, you know, an homage, if you would. And there was nothing wrong with that if it stayed in its lane, right? Now it's trying to it's trying to go different places. And it's not the kind of show that really does that, in my view. Like, there are shows that can do that, but those shows are very broad appeal. They're a little of everything, or they're just very broad, right? And they can be genre oriented, like, you know, Star Trek, Game of Thrones. You know, ignoring the fact that Game of Thrones was based on the book, it was pretty broad fantasy. It had a lot of appeal to it because it had a lot of different characters. You know, even though it was very harsh and amazing in those first 3 episodes, you know, it's still, to me, it had a very broad appeal because the themes were love and hate and war and peace and politics and money and greed and family, all these elements. They're very broad appeal. 80s monster movies is very narrow appeal, in my view. And that was the appeal of Stranger Things. It wasn't that it was going to be all things to all people. You know, it was going to be, oh my God, this weird thing is happening. We got to stop it. Let's get the kids together. And like, that was the fun of it. When they go out of that, then it's like, well, I want to see Steve bash monsters with his bat. I want to see the kids figure everything out while the adults are still struggling with it. Like, that's the appeal of this show to me. You know, even though I'm an 80s kid, the nostalgia appeals to me too. You know, that was the appeal. I feel like they've gotten away from that. And they're just trying different things. And, you know, what they really should be doing is going through every 80s movies and saying, oh yeah, we should do some of that, a little of that, a little of that, and then sort of cobbling that together and giving us, you know, their version of Tron or whatever. and somehow roping in American Werewolf of London and those kinds of movies into it, and giving us the sensibility of the 80s and not trying to take us down. I know the cast and crew, they're pretty political, especially David Harbour. So, I'm sure they want to put some of that in the show, and I don't feel like I feel like some of that's already in the show, and it's I didn't watch it for that. I watched the first season; it was great. It wasn't political. The Soviet Union stuff isn't political, really. The Soviet Union's gone. They're just bad guys. So I just want what it is: 80s nostalgia and fun stuff. So I don't know. That's my opinion on Stranger Things. As little as I've seen of the third season, it kind of just didn't interest me nearly as much as seasons 1 and 2. So there you have it. Maybe I'll binge watch and catch up, but I got so many things to binge watch.